The views and opinions expressed on Live at the Barbershop are entirely those of the host, guest, and caller and do not reflect the opinions of Live at the Barbershop or its staff. Viewers' discretion is advised. The following podcast is intended for mature audiences only and contains adult content, graphic language, strong sexual content, and a whole lot of shit talking. So in other words, get your kids out the room.
Live at the Barbershop with your hosts, Nisha J, Aaliyah, Black Republican, and those two crazy Caribbean guys from the Q&N show, Norris and Q. And now, the man of the hour, Mr. HNIC, Mr. Sleep When You're Dead, Hustle Now, the magnificent.
Yo, son. What's up with all that?
I was just trying to amp it up, you know, like...
Oh, okay, all right, yeah, all right, I'm with that.
John, live at the Barbershop Podcast.
Good night. Hello. Friday. Yeah. This is a fabulous Friday right now.
Yeah, beautiful Friday.
It's a good Friday right now. We got two good guests in the building tonight with us.
Yeah.
But before I even get to that, I want to explain something for tonight. Tonight is definitely an important night for all those first-time home buyers. The people that wondered, like, okay, can I do it? How can I do it? When should I do it? When is a good time? And not only that, we're going to discuss multiple different things. The market, is it a good time to sell? It's a good time to buy. Should I buy? Should I keep renting? Single females, couch potato males. You know what I mean? So we're going to get it in. Before we get into that, let's introduce the panel. I'm your host for the night. My name is John. To the left of me is my man, Yo Q.
Yeah,
Q, what it do?
What up, man? It's Q in the building again, man. We're back in the shop. Shop is officially open, man.
Nisha J is in the building. Nisha J, all day. What's good?
Hi, Peace. How are you?
How you doing? All right. Sassy is in the building. What's going on, Sassy? You good? Sassy's in the building.
I'm on time tonight. Thank you.
Yeah. I see.
Yeah.
Not on CP time. That's good. I like that. So now, without further ado, I guess for tonight, we have the realtor. The real deal realtor is in the building. Julia Harris is in the building. Yes. Clap it up.
Hello.
Okay, Julia Harris is in the house. And mortgage broker Oliver Reid is in the building. What's going on? Yes, my man. All right. All day.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, before we even go any further, we used to play this game as kids. Let me just show you real quick. See that? It's Monopoly. Okay?
Yeah.
So, now we're all grown up. And we're trying to figure out the next move.
It's not Monopoly.
A lot of us don't want to go to jail, so we go straight past jail, go straight to a boardwalk. I want the house. I want the buildings. I want all of that.
Yeah.
How do I obtain it? That's what I want to know tonight. First-time home buyers, that's what they want to know tonight. That single female, that's what she wants to know tonight.
Yeah.
So, Julia Harris, I'm going to go to you first. Because, all right, you know what? Let me play ignorant tonight. I'm going to be real ignorant. I don't know the process.
Yeah.
Should I go to a mortgage broker first? Should I go to a realtor first?
Where do I go?
What do I do?
Yeah.
Do I need to fix my credit before I even talk to any one of you? What do I do?
Who are you talking to right now? Me or Oliver?
Well, either one of y'all don't want to jump first.
Yeah.
Do I talk to Oliver first?
Introduce
Or
yourself.
do I talk to Julia first? Do I talk to a real estate agent before I even go about looking for a mortgage broker? Or do I? Or does it even matter?
Yeah.
Which one comes first?
Are we just go run and look on buildings? Which one is first?
No. So, if you come to Julia the realtor first, Julia the realtor is going to send you to Oliver the mortgage broker first, because
Okay.
you need to know your buying power before you come and talk to me.
Okay.
Right? Because I can't help you unless I know how much you're approved for.
That's right.
Okay.
Right?
That's right.
So I'm going to send you to the man himself, Oliver Falloon-Reid.
All right. So, okay, Oliver, boom, it's on you now.
She got that right. She got that right.
Hold that thought a minute. Hold that thought. Don't go anywhere. Hold on.
Where you going?
You know John, man. John is on fire, man. It doesn't matter what the topic be. John is on fire. He's full of fuel, man. Yeah. But
he needs to hurry up.
Yeah. Maybe you guys can shoot a question or something.
Sure.
Yeah.
Welcome, guys. Please tell us about your companies.
Yeah. Explore it.
Well, my name is Julia Harris, a.k.a. Julia Da Realtor. That's how you'll find me on Facebook and on Instagram. So I am a realtor here in South Florida, and I work with a company called Beachfront Realty. So Beachfront has been in the game. Oh my God. I don't even know how long. That's how long they've been in the game. They have over two.
I don't mean to cut you.
How you just gonna cut me like that?
Oliver, so now this is me.
Yeah.
The big guy that comes in. Hey man, I'm trying to buy a big house.
Yeah, pretty much.
Corey had to go get his props.
Yeah, I had to go get it, you know. I give Oliver the story. I said, hey man, money's not an object.
Yeah.
Money's not out. Don't even worry about it. I want South Beach, anywhere where it's popping. That's what I need.
Yeah.
Right? But just don't check my credit, please.
My credit is messed up.
See? My credit is not that good. But I got money. Don't worry about the money. Where do I stand with you?
Listen, I start with every buy, right? The same place all the time. There are 4 main components when you're buying a house. One is your credit. One is how much you make. One is how you make it. Sorry, I'm saying 1 is your credit. 2, how much you make. 3, how you make what you make. And 4 is how much you have to invest. So those I call the 4 pillars, right, of the home buying process. So every single buyer who comes to me, that's the first thing I talk about. Whether we start at the credit or the money, doesn't even matter. But we get to, that's Julia, by the way, not me, right?
Sorry. Yo,
sound effect. Let me check my phone. I'm good. All right. So we whether you want to start on the money or the credit or the job or the how much you make, doesn't matter. It's a circle. We get right to each of those, and that tells me whether or not you're ready to buy.
Okay.
As well as your frame of mind, right? Because not everybody's really ready to take on the obligation of owning a home. It's a lot of responsibility.
Yes, it is.
It's so much different from renting.
Yes, it is.
You know, something breaks, you call the landlord. You feel like moving, to another state. You break the lease, or you wind it down. When you own a home, you're stable. Right. You're tied down to some degree. You can't just sell in 2 days. Well, you can now, right? but on the normal circumstances, selling a home takes preparation. So again, the frame of mind is important. So someone who comes to me, I want to buy. I tend to ask why. Why you look to buy a home now? Why now? And I get a background, right? But definitely want to cover those 4 points before we even begin to do anything.
Okay, so now what is the average credit score that a person should have before he even approach you?
That's tricky. Let me just say, credit scores go from 300 to 900. I've not seen a 900 before, but I've seen 850. I've seen 860. I've seen, and I've seen 399. Which means it's like, you ain't going nowhere with that. But
I was close.
But a good score right now, a good score is a 700 credit score.
Okay.
A great score is a 760. An excellent score is a 800. An okay score is a 680. An all right score is a 640. We can work with you at 620. We can even work with you at 600. Okay. But then interest rates become a factor, right?
Right.
So to answer your question, a good score is you want to be around the 700s.
Okay.
What's the going interest rate now on average?
the also a difficult question, but to simplify it, if you look at what, say, Freddie Mac, which is the big, secondary market agency, will publish each week. Right now, it's about 3.25.
Okay.
But
So now,
you can give people. I'm giving rates of 2.75, depending on the program, the person's score, the buying, how much you're putting down, and all that. But average interest now is about 3%. Average.
Okay.
double income opposed to a single income.
Yeah.
Is it a better situation if I have a partner, spouse, cosign, or it really doesn't make a difference? It's come back down to the money again.
Depending on how much you're making.
Okay.
Ideal. The average income in Florida now is what? 58,000, 60. Let's say 60. Average income, right? Florida, median income. That really can't buy much right now.
Right.
Because home prices have just gone
way up.
Boom.
Way up.
Yeah.
The average townhome right now is 350. Average. Talking about a 3.2, 1.5, 350. That used to be a mansion 10 years ago.
Best believe, yes.
So to buy something like that with average credit, a car payment, maybe a couple of credit cards, you're really making about $70,000, $80,000.
Okay, so what do you say about
income?
Those people that like to go over their budget? They want to
bite off more than they can chew.
Right, with the Jones. They want to chill with the Jones, and they don't realize
So they push.
it's a lot, because like you said, to maintain a home takes a lot. Now, when you have a property with an acre or more, it goes out the roof after that.
You're talking about a lot of upkeep.
Landscaping, light bill, security, this and that,
Yeah, but
So, hold up. What, Nisha, you got something, or you just...
I'm agreeing.
Okay.
oh, shit.
I thought you were saying
I'm
shit.
agreeing.
Agreement. When you see that again, it's agreement.
Oh, she knows. Yeah, she knows.
she
It's
knows.
yeah,
That's a sign.
definitely a difficult thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right. So now I'm gonna turn the tables over to Julia Harris now.
Yeah.
So now I was approved. Mr. Reid
For how much?
That's between me and Mr. Reid. My business out there. So now,
Yeah, but I need to know. So how much did you get approved for?
all right. Nisha, give me a price. How much did I get approved
Yeah,
for?
give her a number.
You got approved for $550.
All right, that's
Wow.
good enough.
Hey, Corey, how you doing? You
Hey,
ready to go? How much you working with?
Oh, you want that
That's the price
commission?
I was working
How
with.
much down payment you have?
Oh, you want that commission, don't you?
He's on it, bro.
Okay. So where all right. So now, like I said, I'm playing ignorant tonight. I don't know nothing
Right.
about anything with homes. What do I do now? Do I go to a Westin? Do I stay in a Miramar? Do I go to a Carver Ranch? Where do I go for my bang for my bucks? What do I do?
For what you approved for?
Okay, so you got pre-approved for how much, Nisha? $550. Okay. It's up to you what where you want to be. I mean, what are you used to? What you know what I'm saying? Like, where are you used to living? Are you used to living in Miramar? Are you used to living in Weston? Do you want to upgrade? You know what I'm saying? So if it's a thing where you're living in Miramar, you want to upgrade and say go to Weston, then that's where I'm going to take you, because your $550 could possibly get you something in Weston.
Very small house.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can still get it.
In the back of somebody's
It's the mother-in-law quarters of somebody's mansion, but you can still get it.
every time you come out the house, they're like, pool boy. You're like, oh, I'm not a pool boy. Yes.
But no, I mean, for $550, you could get something. You could get something, decent on. I'll say
Almost
say
anywhere
the west side. Yeah,
almost anywhere in the tri-county.
Yeah.
You're talking maybe a 4.3.
So
a
now,
5.2.
I'm gonna work with the single females right now, real quick.
Okay.
So for the single female, what is the best thing, being as they're gonna have to start maintaining this home? Is it best for them to stay in a townhome or condo, or do you? I personally think, and I don't want no backlash from the females.
Go ahead.
I was just about to get up on you, but go ahead.
I'm just keeping it one. I'm keeping it real with everyone.
What were you gonna say?
Unless you have a spouse, some siblings.
I'm gonna need you to stop talking right now.
I'm just keeping it 1,000 with you.
I'm gonna need you to stop talking right now.
Listen, let me finish.
All right, go ahead.
You may have the job to pay people to do these things.
Yeah.
But even that gets overwhelming after a time when you keep getting the bill. So what I'm saying is, when you're dealing with a house is like a child. You have to feed it every day. You have to change it. You have to do all these different things every single day.
Right.
So, and it doesn't matter. Honestly, I've seen it. It doesn't matter whether old or new. Some of these new homes that go up in 30 days, they're crumbling. So it really doesn't matter where everyone's going to say, oh, but that's an old house. No, not necessarily.
So you said maintenance.
So what I'm saying is, for a female, single female, or with a child, me personally, I would think start off with like a townhome, because you could, it's less things to maintain. You know what I mean?
So,
I mean, you could have a female like myself who's handy.
Okay.
So we don't need to start with a townhome. However, I get your drift. You're looking out for our interests.
Some of them have a good buddy they can call to say, hey, come over and help me with so and so.
That's
you just never know.
That's the thing where I'm saying, because if you have the buddy system, it could work. Yeah. But if you don't have the buddy system, get the check ready. You understand?
And it can be expensive. It can be expensive.
It can be. If they have the income to cover it and they're comfortable with it, go ahead.
But keeping it real though, a lot of the sisters are really good at managing their stuff, and I've seen it a lot. So
that's
kind of bring it back in.
And that's the thing. I'm not saying everyone, but and again, for the females, don't come at me. But I'm just keeping it real with you. Even with a female that makes good money, they don't like to spend their money. They like to spend them dudes' money.
Go ahead, Nisha.
I think I'm gonna steal to that one.
Go ahead, Nisha. I saw the finger go up.
I'm going back.
And it wasn't the listening finger. It was like, it wasn't the listening finger.
That was a keep your mouth shut.
Same sign.
And so, because he irritated my last nerve. A more common question. Can you explain to the listeners what's the difference between a co-op and a condo?
What is that?
A co-op and a condo.
What's the difference between a co-op and a condo? And why would one pick a co-op versus a condo? Because I know,
let me just say, broadly speaking, a co-op is governed differently. I'm sorry, did I cut you, Nish?
No, you didn't.
No. So a co-op is managed differently. A lot of times it has restrictive rights that lenders don't like, right? So they're usually designed for older people. The central villages of this world would maybe be a co-op arrangement. Am I right? Is it right?
No, I don't.
What are you thinking?
I don't think it's Century Village.
No, it isn't. But I'm just saying something like that.
Well, I actually just dealt with a co-op for my first time ever, because I always thought co-ops were
difficult to finance.
A New York thing.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it existed in Florida until just the other day. However, a co-op, you have shares in
ownership.
You don't own the land.
It's like joint tenancy.
You own shares.
Right. And condos. So if John had his way, women would be in a condo and a co-op.
No, I think you'd be in a co-op, actually.
Hey, being a teepee. A teepee.
But either way, what I'm trying to get at the point is that it's both ownership. Like, so you're owning a property as a realtor, depending on
let me pause you right there.
Okay. Go ahead.
That word is like nails on a chalkboard to me, girl. It is realtor. Realtor?
Realtor.
Not real-ter.
Sure.
Please. That's the one education. If I don't give y'all nothing else,
She done tell us, eh?
I'm gonna let the world know. The word is real tour.
Not realtor?
No luck is in it. No luck.
Realtor?
Let's all pronounce it. Real tour. Real tour.
Yes.
Real tour.
Anyway, so real tour.
You know where I'm going at.
Go ahead. Talk again, Nisha. I'm sorry. I had to just cut you.
So you know where I'm going at. So which one would you suggest?
As a realtor?
As a realtor.
Real tour.
Yeah.
She straightened you out.
No, I mean, I wouldn't be suggesting anything, right? Because I serve you. You tell me what you want.
Yeah.
But no, I think you have to advise the client though, because if you came to me, right? If I was wearing my realtor hat, I'd say, you don't want to get into a corp, really, do you? Because and I tell you all the restrictions that you're going to face on selling it, renting it, and all of that. And then if you decide that's what you want, then it's a different story.
Right.
A condo is you're buying an individual unit in a complex.
And you own from the walls in a condo versus a co-op, you're just owning shares in
usage, really. Usage.
Right. Like almost like a timeshare.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Let me give them a quick. I'm not running off subject. I'm gonna give them a quick. Everyone remember up in the Bronx, Co-op City.
Rochdale
came up with it afterwards, but the Bronx had it for years. When they converted over these things, they said, own a piece of Co-op City. Yeah. Okay. And everyone thought Co-op City was a condo at the time. And like she said, Rochdale does the same thing. You don't really own it. You get shares in it. It's like playing this again. Monopoly. You understand? Because you don't really go home with anything at the end of the day. So that's just they give a little history on the New York half when Julia was talking about thinking that Florida didn't have it, and only New York had it, because we had it in New York, coming from the Bronx and in Queens. I don't really remember Brooklyn having it. Manhattan, I'm not too sure.
Those are the larger ones. There's dispersed with that, throughout New York City. There's some in Flushing, Kew Gardens, they're all about, but the more famous ones will be Co-op City and Rochdale.
In the Bronx. And yeah, so just to give everyone a little education on things from the New York point of view. So now, Q, you got any? See, Q's trying to be a first-time home buyer.
Q, call me.
What's up?
Q, hey, hold on. Q buying too many gold chains. You know what I mean?
That ain't gonna appreciate.
Yo, every time I see Q, he got another one. Like he's Italian now or something. Hey, every time. Hey.
I'm new, so I'm listening. I'm learning, and I have who to go to now.
Exactly.
So who do you go to first, Q?
I think it's you.
You think?
Right? You weren't listening?
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm learning.
Ask Q what his credit score is.
You right up there?
I can help you.
I got it.
You see? That's the thing.
I got it.
So now, all right. So, all right, Oliver, you have something?
So
I got a question
from this segment, right, is that you get pre-qualified. The key is to sit down with a financial specialist like me and just go through your finances, how much you earn, how long you've been earning it, how much you want to spend based on your obligations, what's on your credit. If you have 2 cars, you're going to be able to afford less than if you had 1 car, no cars, paying for. Student loans are a big deal. One of the major things I'm seeing right now is hitting professionals is that you'll find an attorney who comes into me young out of law school and she has a $200,000 debt. Now she's making maybe $80,000 to start off, but that can't really buy a house because student loans is what? $500
plus a month. Yep.
Exactly. So a lot of professionals are actually postponing buying a home right now because student loan burden is preventing them from actually buying. coupled with credit cards. That's a big deal. Preparation is the key. You start thinking about buying a home. I'd say 6 months to a year is a good starting point to start planning your game, cutting down your debt, shedding all of that stuff, credit cards, not closing your accounts down because your scores will fall or drop, but at least bringing them down to levels that means you don't have all this debt, paying off some of them, and actually staying in your job. If you're changing jobs and moving to different types of work and lines of work, you're losing stability. We're looking at stability, right? And saving is a big deal. A lot of people come to us and they want to buy a house and they have $1,000 and they want to buy a 3-bedroom home. Well, you haven't saved anything. And they're like, so what is the lender giving us? Well, the lender doesn't give anything, So saving is the key. I mean, a lot of cities and counties may have money for first-time home buyers. It's out there. It comes and it goes. But you can't build your hopes on getting that because it's first come, first serve. Saving is a key to really making this smooth and possible.
Yeah, but I had a situation where we were trying to get a house together, but it was this far with both income and both credits being checked, and it had a little difficult. I didn't quite understand what was going on. Maybe it wasn't enough, both of us income together. But
More than likely. There used to be a rule of thumb that you can buy 3 times your income. So if you make 40,000, you can buy 120. You make a 50,000, it's not quite like that, because it depends on other variables, but it leads you in the right direction. You really have to look at how much you make against how much you owe and how much you're going to take on as an added burden. And we look at 2 ratios: housing ratio. The mortgage payment you have should not exceed 45% of your salary, your gross salary, right? That's for a conventional loan. For an FHA, it can be a little wider. It should exceed 56% of your income. So if you make $100 a year, a month, then your mortgage can be $56.
Okay.
Now, that's really way ahead of where you need to be. I mean, from a family budget perspective.
Yeah.
You've got to bring that down to suit your pocket, because then you have childcare, you have gas. We're not counting all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Right? But at least that's a number we use.
Yeah, because I think when it was happening, one of the complex that we went, the mortgage would work out to like 2,000. And this is a new complex that was built.
So what type of property was it? What type of property was it?
Huh?
What type of property was it? Condo, townhome, single family?
New townhome, new complex, all new building. And I think it was that, yeah.
So now, we have an online
question.
I know. All right, we have an online question there. It's saying, is buying a single family, you want to put it up? Is buying a single family home as a first-time buyer a mistake?
Not necessarily.
I don't think so.
It comes down to affordability. I have first-time home buyers who are buying. I have a first-time home buyer right now who's buying a house for $730,000. But she makes $250,000.
Okay.
So she can afford it.
Okay. So now, all right. So Julia, let me ask you a question now.
Yes.
We've seen a rise in prices, like we discussed in the beginning of the show, and I personally, from following the market now, I know it's an influx of out-of-state people coming in.
Out of state, out of country.
Right. So due to the fact, all right, from where Florida started out, where you could buy homes years ago for like 80,000, 100,000, 4 bedrooms. Now it's going up to the 4s, the 5s, depending on the areas and stuff like that. Yeah. So now, with a situation like that, what I've heard from other people that I work with, people that I'm around, is that they're waiting until the market drops again before they even bother to go in and purchase anything. Do you see that happening anytime?
I'm going to say this. I'm no magician.
Crystal ball?
I don't own one of those. I don't have one of those. However, keep waiting for this bubble to pop. You will miss the boat because I mean, it's not going to be anything like it was in 05, 06, 07. Is nothing like that.
What's the difference? What's the difference? What's the difference
it was
now?
a huge crash. I mean, they've learned.
Well, what led up to it? It seemed like
they was just giving it away. You just came in and said, "I made 100,000." You didn't even have to prove it.
Okay.
You just come in and say, "Hey, state a loan. I state that I make X, Y, and Z." Right? And they was just like, "Here, Sassy.
So what they doing now? They really doing their due diligence now?
Like that no more. They ain't doing it like that no more. They have learned their lesson. They're dotting their I's and crossing their T's.
Okay.
I mean, maybe it'll cool down, but it ain't gonna drop. Right. I mean, I don't know.
I agree with you. I don't see that happening again due to the fact of, all right, for instance, now you may have a person that, for instance, I'll take New York and California.
Right.
You'll have a person that sold a house. Like I think I showed you a house. I saw a house, a fixer-upper in California was $750,000 million. And I'm talking about, it looked like the Monsters house, how Dusty the Monster house looked. It was one of those type of houses. And I was like, the guy told me at the time, he's like, yo, this is a good deal. You should jump on this. I said $750,000, and I still have to put work in. You're crazy. He said in California, that's nothing. Okay.
That's true.
True. Perfect example. Now, a person that, say for instance, that person that sold that house for $750,000 million takes that money. If he outrights own, doesn't have a mortgage, he paid for it, it's outright, that's him. That's in his tax, the realtors commission and stuff. And then he takes that money and he decides to come to Florida. So now, an average Joe like you that was looking to buy this $300,000 home, right? Now he's up against me. I say to the person, I'll give you 10% more. Forget him. Because it's nothing to me. So now when they see the market running like that, I don't see it reversing to accommodate him anymore.
Yeah.
There's only one thing though, JJ, is that if you might remember this, because you and I are coming a long way, right? Back in the day, I remember in 2005 and 6, no, even before that, 2003 and 4. In fact, you remember this.
Yeah.
You remember when they were building Murano in Miramar, on Miramar Boulevard.
Yep.
And people are lining up the night before. There's a big line to buy homes in there, right?
Yep.
I remember when people said, New Yorkers, in fact, were offering 25,000, 50,000 beyond the appraised value. Right. 2003, 2004, right? That's still happening now, or that is actually happening right now. 50, and it's happening in other states. Texas, 100,000 above appraised value. That's not good for the housing market.
No,
and it can threaten the market because clearly everything is based on value. But what I think might save the market is that after the crash, we had what is called the Dodd-Frank regulations that came in and put a lot of guidelines and restrictions around lending and who can lend and how to lend and all of that. And one of the main things now about lending is that you have to have skin in the game. I haven't lent anybody to buy a house, any kind of loans where I kind of scratch my head and think, damn, I wonder if this person going to be able to pay the mortgage next month. Haven't. Not in recent times. 15 years ago, yes. You kind of hope that they pay the first freaking mortgage, right? Because you knew it just wasn't there. But there were loans that were catering to them. 105%. So you're lending them money to put down, lending them to buy the house, and lending them the money to pay the closing costs. So they came in with nothing.
Yeah.
So once things went sideways, they walked away.
Yeah.
Nothing to lose.
Yeah, Nisha.
You got it.
I have a question. So I'm going to touch on the base of what you said in 2005. So I'm going to tell you a personal story. The house I'm currently in now, I looked at the house in 2005 and I couldn't afford it. And thank God, we weren't approved for a loan or anything at that time, because I think we would have been jumped on impulse and would have purchased this house. Hence, we fast forward, I want to say 7 years ago when we moved here, this very same house was $100,000 less. Was it worth the wait? Yes.
Yeah.
Was it
Look at God.
Yes. And to say that, to fast forward to today, guess how much it is now?
Back up.
Exactly. So if we were to sell a house,
is it back where it started in 2005 or past it?
Actually, I think it's past it. It's past
That's
it.
what I thought.
Because it's past it. Because when we moved in, there was a lot of homes in this development for foreclosure because they jumped on those unconventional loans and purchased those homes and now they couldn't afford it. But we stayed in our range, and now we're back. Now those homeowners are, I guess, back at where they are. They're not under, what do they call it? They're not
upside down.
Underwater.
Upside down, yes. Right,
Upside
underwater.
down.
Where we did it, fortunately, and we were lucky, we're above. Like, we would make a profit above our homes.
Nice.
Because a lot of people in this development, which I didn't even know, they rent their house. And when I say rent, they rent per room.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Yeah, this kind of house is not that type of house. Like, you have to trust the people who's in each room. Like, I couldn't even see myself doing that in this house. And I'm like, they actually do it. They rent out the basement,
Airbnb.
they rent out the room. Yeah, no, they
Every
rent
room.
it like it's
Every
not,
room.
Airbnb is like weekly. No, these are legit families that live in a room for periods of time, and they don't have a
Different families.
Yes, different families.
Each room has a family, basically.
Correct. So to be honest,
that's how it is in California too.
So
when we bought this house, that's how it was. Each room had. So this is a 4-bedroom house, and I have a library, which I'm in right now. There was a family in each room.
Wow.
A different family in each room.
Wow.
But how did the bathroom situation work out?
Well, you're not going to library. You're not going to slide.
I don't know.
Just
I
share.
don't know. I have 3 bathrooms, and I still don't know how they did it. I don't.
She just
hold on.
I know you just slide past
Hold on. My man and them in the shop, they said, "Whoa, say it."
You just gonna slide past it. Yeah, I have a library.
She said,
where
"I'm in the library
in the Western Wing."
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I never see on this house.
That's on the website.
She said, I'm in the library. They said, "Whoa, library."
I'm in the library. I got a good deal.
We do bookshelves.
Actually, we moved those bookshelves.
Okay.
Okay. So, all right. Another question that I had, right? Because I had a couple of people that I spoke to just to get things ready for tonight. So some of the questions was, okay, at this point now, we know the housing market went up. But at the same time now, say for instance now, the person bought their house for $350 in the beginning. They did some upgrades, brought the value up to, let's say, a 400 or 450, say 100,000 extra. But now, after they sell their house, because one of the main things they're saying, when I sell my house, where am I going to go? Because it's like, I'm selling it for 450. I'm looking at, I need to get something either better than what I have. I'm not going to go down. I'm going to go up.
5, 6.
You know what I mean? So if I had a 3, I'm wanting a 4-bedroom. So why? So a lot of them now are saying, I'm not selling yet. I'm waiting it out. Let the price go up some more. Because right now, if I sell and I get the money, depending on, again, how much they owe, if it's outright, it's like, where am I going to go and get something for my money? You know, I might as well just tough it out right here. Yes or no?
I hate to even agree with that because I need some clients to sell. Okay? Call me if you want to take advantage of this seller's market in Florida. Okay, 954-483-9994. However, Yeah, I mean, hopefully they're moving way up north, Florida, or way up north, or just somewhere else other than South Florida.
Right.
How's the inventory looking now for you, Julia?
Oh my God. Slim to none. I mean, it's hard. It's really hard right now. The inventory is just very low. I remember
That's everywhere.
Yeah,
Everywhere.
yeah. I could only imagine. I remember a little earlier this year, I had a client that, I mean, they were working with another realtor and then they ended up switching to me, and it was like we were hitting house, open house. So finally they found the one that they wanted, and they literally had to like lay out 40,000 extra.
Wow.
To win that house. Like that's how it's going right now. So me as a realtor, to any potential buyers, you got to be ready to fight.
Okay.
Fight with cash.
With this.
Yeah. And also,
Is it, you think it's mostly those real estate investing, I guess, companies? Those that, because I get a lot of mail telling people, telling me that they'll purchase my home basically cash, as is, whatever. So
what's the
like for clients that are looking, the competition, do you think most of who is purchasing these homes, are they more like investors compared to,
I mean,
future owners?
It could be any various types of people.
They're part of the mix too. They're part of the mix too.
Yeah.
They're part of the mix.
It's investors. It's the out of country, Dubai,
South America,
UK. Yeah. Long money folks.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
And
can you tell us what not to buy or not to apply for before we purchase a house? Or the things we should not do?
That's a good one. Oliver, can you break that down for them, please? Like,
can I buy
do's and don'ts? The do's and don'ts?
Thou shalt not do when you're about to purchase
Can
a
I
home.
get a credit card, Julia?
Oh, do me a favor. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Can I get a store card?
Don't do that neither.
Don't change your job, right? Don't run your credit, Don't run your credit too often, because clearly the amount of inquiries on your credit drops your score. Right? Don't co-sign for people, because you can't guarantee they're going to pay for it.
That's important.
I got a list
right here.
I got a list of thou shalt not. It's the 10 commandments of buying a home. Ready?
And this is within a year.
And you got to put your Biggie Small voice on.
Pretty much.
Put the Biggie.
No, I'm not doing that.
Baby.
Okay. Thou shalt not change or quit jobs.
Woo.
Thou shalt not buy a car, truck, or van. Don't buy any vehicle, period. Thou shalt not use credit cards in excess. Thou shalt not spend closing money, because you need that to close on the home. Thou shalt not buy furniture on credit. Thou shalt not co-sign a loan. Thou shalt not change banks. Thou shalt not omit debt from loan application, because they're going to find out. Okay. Thou shalt not make large deposit. Huh?
Pay
What?
the IRS.
Oh,
Pay the
yeah.
IRS.
Yeah. You might want to do that. Just saying. Just saying. Thou shalt not omit I said that one. Thou shalt not make large deposits without verification. Thou shalt not originate any inquiries on credit. That's just a couple.
And that's a good mix.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good mix.
That's very good.
That's just a couple. But yeah, definitely. I had another client that he just dumped a whole bunch of money into his account when he was ready to buy. No, cash. You have to have seasoned funds.
Or source. You win the lotto, then you got to show me we won the lotto.
Right.
Or you get a insurance claim with, But just
my mom just died. She left me this.
Have somebody sell you $10,000 or
right. He likes to keep his money under the mattress. He
I
didn't
was
trust
about to
banks.
say, it's the
He
mattress.
didn't trust banks. So he took the money and then put it in the bank, and then it was like, dude,
Where did this come from?
that. You have to have what's called seasoned funds, and it has to be in your account for a certain amount of time before
So all them Nike shoebox
we
kids.
look at 2 months bank statement normally. So the most recent 2 months. Beyond that, you're good. So the 2 most recent bank statements should show money that's been sitting there, or you can actually document.
So moral of the story is take the money out the shoebox or from under the mattress.
4 months ago.
Hey, don't let your girlfriend see it either. I'm telling you.
Hey now.
I have another question. Real estate attorney, are they needed for majority of transactions or not so needed?
Need is a strong word.
Right.
In New York, attorneys do stuff, you know what I mean? In Florida, we have what is called title agencies, and they actually train to search title, and they call title companies really, or title agencies, and they do a great job. In fact, they're more efficient, less problematic than attorneys in Florida.
less costly.
Okay.
However, my broker likes for us to advise
choose attorney if you wish.
Use
entirely up to you.
Yeah, it's up to you to use an attorney, and you can have your attorney,
review the contract.
But we operate out here without them.
So not need,
right?
But
quick claim deeds.
Mm-hmm.
What impact might they have on sales or purchases, if any?
It depends. One of the questions would be if Julia quit claims a property to me today, can I refinance it? The answer is no. I have to sit on it for a while and own it for some months.
Oh, okay.
Before I can then refinance the property. So lenders want to see that you've owned it for a while and that you're not playing around with the title.
Oh, okay.
But certainly a quick claim deed transfers ownership. Mm-hmm. It doesn't take someone off the mortgage though.
Yeah.
And that's a very good question. Some people say, well, I'm going to quick claim you off the mortgage. No, it doesn't happen. You have to refinance off the mortgage.
Right.
And that brings us to another point. If you have a co-signer, so you, JJ, you started out saying, if you had someone and need someone to co-sign, great. Right. But if the person co-signs with you, say you're not wife and husband, and you just say you need a friend to co-sign with you.
Right.
You get that person off the title, you can do a quick claim deed, but to get them off the loan, you have to refinance.
So now,
and that's a biggie to remember.
So now that's the puzzle. All right. So now, could I quick claim? Let's say, could I quick claim to Nisha?
You're not correcting him.
No.
You correct Nisha about realtor.
What did he say?
But you don't hear JD saying quick. It's a
I didn't even repeat that.
She's the correction chief.
It's QUIT.
It's like tree. Give me tree. Okay. So quit claim deed.
Oh, yeah, no.
Okay. So now,
title.
Can she quit it back to me? without what's the process, and what would be the reasoning of us doing the back and forth situation? Like, is that like
sound like some bamboozle stuff?
Is it, or is it like what would be the reason to do the back and forth situation?
Yeah.
Could be any number of reasons, you want to take someone off because I can't even think about it. Why would you go back and forth? I'm not sure.
Right.
But it happens. Trust me, it happens.
I'm pretty sure it does.
Hiding title, basically.
Hiding ownership.
Hiding title.
Hiding
ownership. Like divorce.
Right.
Yeah.
Good point.
You don't want hubby to know that, whatever. So
okay.
And there's sometimes legitimate reason to be quit off something, you know what I mean? It could be a lawsuit coming on.
A lawsuit.
Someone facing a lawsuit, and they're on someone's property, which could then, if it's not homestead property, for example.
Okay.
Then that person wants to get off so that the property is not open to litigation or something like that. But here's the point to remember: a lender can actually accelerate a mortgage And by that I mean saying pay us all the money right now because you're playing around with the title.
Oh, really?
I've not seen it happen. I've not seen it, but it's actually there.
It's possible.
It's possible. So
That's interesting.
it's something to actually do with caution.
Wow. Yeah, that's
Accelerate.
That's interesting.
So let
I
me
have
ask.
a question.
All right, go ahead.
Thank you. So we talked about. So I'm being honest, and I'm playing. Like I don't know, but okay, I'm ready to buy this house.
Right.
You talked about a down payment. I only see the figure of $550. When you talk about down payment and
Good
closing costs,
question.
can you tell me what's the closing cost?
All right. Rule of thumb. Most lenders. All right, let me not say it that way. A first-time home buyer. There are two kinds of loans, as you know. Conventional. To keep it broadly speaking, that a first-time home buyer would consider as a conventional loan, which is a Fannie Mae loan, and an FHA loan. So Fannie Mae is kind of private money. FHA is insured by the government. And the down payment on an FHA loan is 3.5%. Fannie Mae or conventional used to be 5% until recently. By recent, I mean maybe 5 years ago, they dropped it to 3%. So a first-time home buyer can actually do a conventional loan with 3% down. Now there are some.
Please explain what a conventional loan is.
So a conventional loan is a private money loan. It's not insured by the government. So an FHA is insured. So the money we lend, if default occurs, that funding is insured by Fannie Mae, by FHA, Federal Housing Administration. The Fannie Mae loan is private money, and that's insured by private mortgage insurance. All right?
PMI, okay.
PMI. So you've heard PMI and MIP. MIP is mortgage insurance premium, but that goes to insuring FHA loans. Okay. And then you have VA loans, that's for veterans, where you put nothing down and you get funded, and that loan is guaranteed by the Veterans Administration. So 3 different broad ones.
And there's also USDA, who you put down
USDA,
zero as
kind
well.
of.
If you're buying in a rural area.
Exactly.
Okay,
And then you have non-conventional loans that really falls outside that, where we call them non-QM now, which means you can get stated and all kinds of stuff, bank statements and all kinds of stuff. Another show for that, I suspect.
Yes, yeah, we'll put that one together, because that's another one I wanted to touch on. That's a definite one I wanted to touch on.
But hold on, let me just answer the down payment thing, Tanisha. So 3% down, 3.5% down is kind of the regular thing for first-time home buyer, or 5% down, depending on income levels and so forth. Right? So of that $550, think 5% down or 3% down, as the case may be.
Closing costs included in the $550?
No. Your down payment is your portion of the money that you're putting up for the seller, and the lender lends you the balance. So if it's a 3% down loan, then the lender is lending you 97% of the $550. Right?
So in reality, I have to come up with more money out my pocket.
Closing costs normally runs you about 4% or 5% on top of that.
And I think that's what's the biggest misconception about buying a house, hidden costs like that. And I brought it up specifically because I remember when I bought my first home, I was like, what are you talking about, closing costs?
Anybody tell me about no closing costs?
Surprise, huh?
The dude said, you better go in your shoebox.
Shoebox? I'm about to hit the pole.
Inspections, Julia.
Yes,
inspections. Should we bypass an inspection of a home?
Well, it's not advised. I mean, you can. If you're a seasoned investor, investors will just, they'll look at just the pictures and be like, okay, we'll take it. And they won't do an inspection. But you, as a first-time home buyer, you want to know. Actually, as any buyer, you want to know what's going on with the home. If you're not seasoned, that is, in purchasing, you want to know what's going on inside that property. So, yes, do the home inspection.
And the other thing about home inspections is that when you're trying to insure the property, they want to see your inspection report.
Okay.
You see depending on the age of the home, a four-point inspection and a wind mitigation. And they use that to determine how much to insure your house for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask a
I
quick
was
question. The homestead. Now, for a first-time home buyer, is that an automatic thing, or is it something like can you purchase a home and not get homestead?
You can purchase and not apply for it at your
Mhm.
jeopardy, though, because now your taxes keep
Right.
going up at a rate that is, beyond what it would have gone up had you done the homestead. But
Okay.
homestead exemption is for people who live in the home as their primary residence. They get a discount on how much they pay for their taxes. And it's capped how much it can increase while they're living in that home.
Mhm.
All right. So if you have an investment property across the street, same as the one you're living over here, your
Right.
taxes on the one you live in, maybe $3,000. The one across the street that you're renting is $6,000 because there's no homestead exemption. Just roughly speaking, just for argument's sake.
Because here's one thing I would tell everyone. Even say for instance, if you purchased a home, you've been there about a year, let's say, just double check on your stuff. Go to the property appraisers,
Yeah.
and just check on it because there's some people I know
Shady
that
people.
not shady, but some people I know that did not. It seemed like they did not apply for homestead.
Exactly.
They are paying outrageous taxes.
Yes.
Compared to their neighbors.
It's not automatic. You have to apply for it. You have
Right.
to go to the county and show that your driver's license match, your voter's registration, declare that you're going to live in the home as your primary, and all that good stuff.
And also,
And only that on one home.
Mm-hmm.
but isn't it? I think the standards for Florida is you cannot have homestead on any other property in the world, isn't it?
I'm not sure about the world.
At least for the
but
U.S.
At least the U.S. One at a time. One at a
Yeah.
time. One home at a time.
Wow. Okay.
So your second home doesn't get homestead. Your investment property doesn't get homestead.
Okay.
Like
And
Nisha has well, if you have a library, I mean.
Hey, there's a guy, listen, you can't swim right now, but I'm sure there's a guy in the back named Cadbury waiting on her. Anything else, ma'am?
Okay, his name was Jeeves.
I got a question. Do you guys see any impact from the COVID situation when in the housing market? Does it bring any impact on it?
good and bad, which tell us both.
Yeah.
Well, because of the government's response to the COVID pandemic, interest rates are major low, historically low, and that's what's fueling demand. Right? A lot of people have decided not to move because of the COVID. I mean, there was a time when you couldn't show a house because they're just not letting you inside the house, so that had an impact.
Yeah.
Jobs, for example, the people moving from New York right now are saying we want to get out of that, tight.
Crazy, that crazy.
We want to be somewhere where with more air and outside and the beach and all that kind of stuff. So that's fueling the market too. People lost their jobs when the pandemic, dropped. So again, that had an impact too. So although we had high demand, there were some people who were planning to buy who just couldn't buy and still can't buy. They were working in restaurants and therefore lost their jobs or whatever, you know what I mean? Or they became sick and still can't show continuity of jobs and all of that. So a mixed bag of impacts.
Okay.
That went on.
Now, Julia, let me ask you something, being as we're touching the COVID situation.
Mm-hmm.
Have you come into contact with investment, either people who were looking to invest in whether it be duplexes, buildings, or anything? Did they have some sort of reluctance to it now, being as you're hearing so many property owners that are not getting paid rent due to COVID?
Moratorium.
So are you still seeing people willing to take that chance and put their feet in the water and say, okay, I'm gonna still get this duplex and get something done? Is it still going, or has COVID put a freeze on a lot of people looking to do investments in those?
You can hardly find a duplex right now.
Duplex is a myth right now. duplexes are
It
mid.
hasn't slowed that in the
And if
fall.
you can find one, it ain't 100 or 200,000. So you can hang it up.
425.
Yep.
That is crazy. You
Mhm.
think about it. Hey, let's just tell you how unbalanced. I mean, it's everything that we've come in. I'm gonna tell you the COVID thing here. It's a good and bad. We've learned so much, and at the same time, we've been through so many different things of losing loved ones and everything. But it definitely has taught us
Open up
a lot of
doors.
things.
Yeah.
A lot of things. The next question, and this one here, honestly, we're gonna do another whole segment on that, and I want to try to set it up to have you guys back for that part too. But the gentrification portion. No.
Yeah,
And I'm not gonna go deep. I'm not gonna go. The thing
Yeah.
that I wanted to find
Yeah,
out,
I know.
because there was a professor, and I'm not gonna go deep. There was a professor and Sassy and I had a little discussion about it. So the professor had put it out there that if you, as a home purchaser, first time, if you purchase in an all black neighborhood opposed to an all white neighborhood, chances are your property value will not go anywhere in the black neighborhood, and it will rise in the white neighborhood. Now we sat there, and I said to her, I disagree. Sassy said to me, "You're not listening to what the ladies said." I said, "I listened perfectly. I don't have any wax in my ears today. I listened perfectly." Okay? So I'm letting you know the reason why I said to her that I disagree. Because, one, for us in the black neighborhoods, right? If it's not worth anything or value-wise, it's not going anywhere, it's stagnant, then why are so many whites coming in and buying out our stuff in our neighborhood?
I wanna say something. It's not worth anything in your eyes, but it's worth something to them. Because
Property is property.
they got that time. They got nothing but time, and they'll sit there and they'll wait, and they'll run y'all behinds out.
That's the
Run
point I'm
out.
trying to get to. That's the point I'm trying to make to
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah.
They got time. They're gonna sit there and they'll wait, and they'll wait, and they'll wait, and then bam, property value go up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Now on my street, right? My neighbors say all the time, like when they have their little beach ball and their little beach towels, and they come by and they'll stop by like, "Man, you always working on that house." "Man, I'm going to the beach." I'm like, "Okay, do your thing." Okay. Well, I remember one neighbor of mine, he came to me one day and he said, "Yo, can you just chill out?" So I said, "What do you mean chill out? What are you talking about?" He's like, "My wife now is on me because she said every time she passed by, you doing stuff and I'm not doing nothing. The house is going down and I just want to chill. And every time she keep pointing to me and saying, 'Look at him. Look what he's doing.'" I said, "Listen, homie, I can't account for that part of it. But what I'm trying to tell you is this is your castle. So at the end of the day, like, you pay more attention to the vehicle outside more than where you rest your head. Like, unless you plan on living in the vehicle, that's you. I don't plan on living in my car. So what I'm saying is, for the value, and for me, what I know is, let me see, should I spend $5,000 on rims, or should I spend $5,000 to upgrade the home? You understand what I mean? That's the thing with it. So now, like you said, an outsider will sit down like vultures
And wait.
and just wait.
They're just circling.
Okay? And they'll look and say, "Give them about another 5 years." Then they come back. Yeah. You see the paint peeling. Yeah, he can't handle that. So now he swoops in. "Hey, keep $5,000
I'll buy it as is.
Hey.
You ain't gotta fix nothing.
Right. And then that guy now is like, "Oh, yes.
Let me
You know
get
what happened?
that. Let me get that bag."
All right, because I've seen it. Then now he says, "All right, take it. You can have it."
And he drives back on that.
And then now he takes that little money that he had, right? And he tries to go somewhere else. Then he figures, "Oh man, I can't get nothing for what he gave me."
Right.
So he goes back to the same guy now, and he's like, "Sir, can I rent or something?" The guy says, "Yeah, you can rent." Okay, all right. Well, how much is it? Well, I'm charging $3,000 for where I'm at now. He's like, "Oh, wait, but I sold it to you for blah blah blah." The guy's like, "Yeah, but look at all that I've done to it, and look at the neighbors now. You know, we have cyber cafes, we have the Barclays Center, we have all these different things now."
Well, you know why they came over. Well, he's for New York, Brooklyn. So housing in Manhattan got really ridiculous. But these people had well-paying jobs, so they had resources.
So
and they said, well, we'll just go over the bridge, because we could walk over the bridge or we could bike over the bridge to work. So they came and made offers that, oh wow, that sounds great. And the people selling didn't know the value or didn't have the foresight to see what was coming.
Right.
And so therefore they gave in easily and moved out. It cannot rent now. So that's what it is.
Let me cut you.
It's always access to resources.
Let me cut you on that real quick, because I'm partially white, so I blend.
We see that.
I blend it real good. You know what I mean? So all I have to do is say, "Hey, hello, how you doing?" And I blend in. They don't know. So I remember now, I was in Brooklyn, right? And I was on Flatbush, and I saw a white guy coming out of this projects, basically. It shocked me. I was like, so I had to ask him. I said, "Hey, you live here?" He's like, yeah. I said, "Oh, can I walk with you? Talk?" He's looking at me. He's like, "Yeah." I said, "Well, let me ask you a quick question. Like, where did you live before this?" He's like, "Manhattan." I said, "So you chose now to move to Brooklyn in the hood, in the projects?" He's like, "Yes. This is going to blow your mind." And he said, "Oh, there's a bunch of us in that building." I said, "Whoa." Yeah. He said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, why would you leave Manhattan?" He said, "Well, after the World Trade Center situation and all the attempts, we feel safer in Brooklyn." And the rent is cheaper. You see what I'm saying?
That's saving.
The rent is cheaper. The rent is cheap. He said, "Look, I used to pay like $2,000 something. Now I'm paying like $1,100, $1,200. You know, and I have a better view, and I have an extra bedroom, because what I was paying for, what they call
a studio
apartment." He said, "Look, I can look out one room, and I'm looking out and seeing a brick wall, like that's the back of the other building." And he's paying that amount of money. So he's like, "I'll take the chances over here."
Yeah.
And slowly but surely, with all of them migrating, what it did was it transformed Brooklyn. So now when you go, you see everyone is putting a new face on these buildings that has been I don't want to use slumlord situation, but it wasn't taken care of. You understand? But now, since the migration, now they're doing facelifts. Now it's being converted. Now it's condos. So what they do now, if you or let's say your grandmother, so everyone's been grandfathered in. So you know how it goes. If your grandmother passed away, this is how it was. It's probably the same in New York still. If your grandmother passed away and there's no real record, the grandson or somebody still just stays there to keep it moving. You understand? No one knows. So now, with that in mind now, nothing is done. If you don't plan to move out, but they put the new rent restriction on. So now, if his grandmother was paying $800, now they upped it to $1,500. The new person that comes in gets a whole new facelift on their apartment. If he is still being, "Oh, I'm not leaving. They say, "Okay, you can stay. It's gonna go up an extra $100 or $200.
Yeah.
But we're not doing any conversions for you on your apartment. It's still gonna look like good times." Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you can stay there, but believe we're not doing any new cabinets. We're not doing anything. If he's comfortable with that, he stays there. But that's what the outcome is now for everything. Yeah. And that's what's causing this whole gentrification thing. Like I said, that's just a small spark to it. And I want to definitely invite you guys back for that. You know what I mean?
You want to put up this?
We have a question.
Yeah.
All right. So Michael Foster, Shug, said, "Is it beneficial for you to refinance within the first 5 years or after? from a 3.25 to a 2.25 interest rate?
It all depends. It all depends. Just on the face of it, I wouldn't do that refinance, because the cost to refinance and the added amount you're adding to your loan may not make sense, even if you're saving, maybe $100.
Mm-hmm.
It depends. So it depends on the cost to refinance, how long you're going to stay in the house, how much you're saving, and all of that. It's not an easy question for me. I personally wouldn't jump from just for 1 point within the first 5 years, because I'd have to do the numbers.
Okay, well, I got his number, so I give your number to his number.
Happy to look at it for him.
Okay, so listen. Tonight was a great night. Tonight was a very educational night. I definitely, I'm gonna put something together so we can. I want to have a round table, and if you guys don't mind us touching a little bit more on the gentrification, anything that was missed out for tonight that you want to touch, let us know. We'll do a part 2 to this. And I think the next thing too also is for those that would like to purchase land. It's another good thing.
First time investors.
That's another good thing. So we could definitely set up for a part 2 situation on this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got hold on, I got one more that just chimed in real quick. Hold on. Hold on, what is he saying? So chill. Lots of great information. Thank you, Julia. Oliver, thank you very much. Yes. Okay, thank you. Thank you, So Chill.
Chill.
Thank you.
So for tonight, I want to thank you all for joining us. I hope you were educated on first-time home purchases. I hope you were educated on not saying realtor, but realtor. Do not say quick, say quit. Don't say tree, say 3. Okay. Things like that. You know what I mean? Like I said, it is always a blessing to own something. I always say it is definitely it is not easy. It is not
easy for everybody.
Yeah, it is not easy. I tell you that. If you don't have the mindset to know that these are the things that you have to do, if it's a complaint situation that, oh man, I have to do this again, this is not for you. Because you're gonna get up, there's gonna be a leak in the roof, there's gonna be, and it happens. Once you fix one, something else goes. So prepare yourself for that. Have a full understanding that, it's a legacy again for you to pass on. So if you have that, you're one step ahead. So, and for all the single females, let me tell you, I don't take it personally.
So what, single guys don't have a problem getting a place? I'm just saying.
No. Before we end,
the single guys that don't take care of their place.
I did say for all the single couch potato guys.
Nah, you made very little reference to them.
I did.
Just keep on with the single women.
I did make little reference. So okay, let me take it real quick. Or even the single guys with the big bellies. If you don't know how to get up off the couch and make it happen, this is not for you. For all the PS4s or 5 or wherever they at right now, I don't know what the video game.
The gamers.
This is not for you. Okay, this is not for you. I'm just telling you.
Gamers should be renters. Okay, got it.
Just keep it like that. Okay? Equal opportunity for everyone. Nothing but love for everyone.
Tell us your company names again, Julia and Oliver.
Yes, your handles, please.
I am Julia Harris, and I work for Beachfront Realty. We have 3 offices, one in Miami Beach, one in Aventura, Florida, and one in Pembroke Pines. You can find me on Facebook at Julia Da Realtor and on Instagram at, guess what? Julia Da Realtor. My number is 954-483-9994. Hit me up. You call me.
And I'm Oliver Falloon-Reid, owner of Falloon Mortgage Funding, right here in Pembroke Pines. And you can find me all over the place. If you just put my name into anywhere or my company's name, I'll pop up.
All right. Listen, for all the listeners and everyone out there, all their handles, you can find it on the description. Yeah. So if you go go to the description. You can find all the information on Julia and Oliver. And again, if you know us, just holler at us. We'll hook you up. That's it.
And
Okay.
keep sending your questions.
Hey, listen, I want to thank everyone tonight. Thank you for joining us at Live at the Barbershop once again.
Thank you.
We're here to educate.
Thank you, guys.
We're here to educate.
Later.
Nice
wanna
meeting you.
So hold on. So check us out on all the platforms. You can check us out on YouTube now. You can check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Anchor, Podcaster, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, and of course, iHeartRadio. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. And as always, please go out in the world and be somebody. Purchase a property. Get a library.
Landowner, become a property owner, at least one. Land or home.
Hey, Nisha J, take care, Barry. Send me something. Holla.
Go out in the world and be somebody.